alamun with ilmun. And this is wrong. Human beings, when they put in the diacritical marks, made a mistake here.
We killed him. The Messiah, the son of Mary, the messenger of Allah, we killed him. In fact, if you and I were there, we would also come to the conclusion that he died.
And you will hear him say, according to his misunderstanding of an ayah in the Quran, Surah number 43, ayah number 61, وَإِنَّهُ لَعِلْمٌ لِسَاعَةٍ, according to his misunderstanding, where he believes that if you recite it like that, it would mean that Isa alayhi salam has the knowledge of the hour.
That he died. Let me warn you. And my language is sometimes very harsh, because that's the only language some people can understand. Don't come with this nonsense to say that Allah, wa na'udhu billah min hadha, Allah calls someone else to take the appearance of Nabi Isa alayhi salam, and that innocent man, innocent because he never claimed to be the Messiah, he was crucified. Wait for judgment day with that nonsense. What a brainwash ummah we are today.
Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. I hope today we will have a good time. Please invite your friends and let us share some good knowledge for today. As you see, the Muslims themselves, they admit that they are a brainwashed nation, if we can call them a nation. Actually, we have an example of a brainwashed nation, a person, his name is Palestine, in the chat. And I saw him posting a verse from chapter 22. And I wonder, did this guy even read that chapter? Because that chapter alone proving to us that Muhammad is a fraud and Allah is an idiot. As you know, today we'll take calls from the Christians, but just to start with Mr. Palestine. Mr. Palestine is a very smart, intelligent. He worked by copy-paste machine. It's very well-known machine, you know. They don't know even what they are pasting. This is a chapter 22. Let me open it. And then right away he will say to me, no, don't show it, don't put it in the screen. I was talking about something else. Well, the God you are asking us to worship, you do not even know how the baby is made. This is your stupid Quran. Look at the stupid Quran. That because Allah. Well, who is talking? Allah. Allah is saying that because Allah. The hour is coming for sure, and then is it the same Allah who says the moon is split and the judgment day is near and nothing happened? And then among them is the one who dispute about Allah without knowledge. You Muslim even know who's Allah? You have no idea who's he. If I ask any Muslim now who is Allah, they don't know. All what they know is the unseen. He is amazing. How you know he's amazing? He's unseen. Okay. Did he even talk to Muhammad? No. Did he do any miracle? Yes, he gave Jesus. But I can claim that I gave those to Jesus. What is the proof that Allah he gave anything to Jesus? And then we continue, and we will see how stupid this chapter. It says here, he called beside Allah into which hurt not him, none benefit him. Well, Muhammad died by poison, and Allah did not benefit Muhammad. A blind man came to Jesus, he benefited him, he made him see. The one who cannot walk, Jesus made him walk. The one who is dead, Jesus made him alive. And this is, we do not even need to discuss it. Can Allah do what Jesus do? So you are the one who worship a pagan God who cannot benefit anyone. He cannot hurt anyone. You know, if you remember maybe Hijab, when he have an interview with this guy with his name, Peterson, you know, people, they think of him as a big shot. I'm not sure why. He quote for him a verse from the Quran. The author of the Quran claim, if you recite this Quran, in front of a mountain, the mountain will bow down to Allah, will believe right away. So maybe Hijab, he decided to practice what he learned from, you know, from the Quran. So during the interview, suddenly he said to him, he started reciting and singing, and the guy is watching like, what the heck is that? And then after he finished, he asked him, why you did sing this, what you did? And then maybe Hijab, he said to him, well, we believe that the Quran have a special impact on people when they hear it. And the Muslims, they made a video in Arabic, says, Peterson crying when he heard the Quran. The guy, he was wondering, what the heck is that? Where is the crying? Islam is based on deception. And actually, this is a proof that the one who made the Quran is a fraud. Because here we go, we are reading the Quran and we are dying laughing. And actually, Muhammad, he was reading Quran to the Arab in front of him, and they are read Arab, and we are laughing at the Quran. So how the Quran, if we send it down in a mountain, this mountain will bow down because of his belief. Now, if we go to chapter 22, the one you mentioned, you know, we will die laughing more, especially when your God, Allah, he speak about how he made the baby. Is that your Quran? And look at this verse here. I mean, I'm just going through. The Arabic is bad, horrible. It's not even like 6th grade Arabic. And here he is saying that الذين آمنوا والذين هادوا والصابئين والنصارى والمجوس. The Majus, according to Islam, all of them, they believe in Allah. So the Sabian, they worship stars. The Majus, they worship fire. If you go to different verse in the Quran, you will see the funny Muhammad, he is saying the following. Just laugh at the genius, the one who wrote the stupid. He don't even remember what he wrote, obviously. Isn't it you who promised them to go to heaven anyway? This is chapter 2, verse number 62. Those who believe, okay, and those who they are Jews, okay, and those who they are Christian, okay, and those who they are Sabian, and anyone who believe in Allah, they will go to heaven. So what the heck? So what this verse is about then? How Allah will judge between them? Stupidity is amazing. I thought all of them are going to heaven. And then here it says, see not that Allah to Allah prostrate whoever in the heavens and whoever in the earth. No, we did not see. I mean, how stupid is that? Where we saw that? Like, didn't you see? No, we did not. I mean, do you see the stupidity? Imagine you are in front of a judge, and you say to the judge, didn't you see the guy was shooting? The judge, he says, no, I did not see. I wasn't there. Oh, no, it says in the book, didn't you see? So this is a book written by a mentally ill person. Like, didn't you see? No, we did not. Who of you Muslims he saw that everything in the universe protested to Allah? Tell me, there's the only one protested to Allah is you, because you are pagan. Everything. No. So what about the Christians? What about the Jews? What about the Hindus? What about the Buddhas? When the last time you saw a chicken protesting to Allah? So will you post for me this chapter? By the way, he's dead. He's not even moving in there. Those are heroes as long as I am not here. The second day I show up, they disappear. They play dead, you know. Shall we continue? I mean, what the heck is that? And then you continue, it says, just to show you how stupid the one who read the Quran again. The Quran says that the one who worship Allah is Hanif, but the one who speak Aramaic, he knew that Hanif is a pagan. So how Allah, he claimed that he is knowledgeable in the languages, and he used a word, like you see the Muslim, they say to you, Ibrahim was Hanif. You idiot. That means he was a pagan. Oh, he's a Hanif. And then he says, and we made for every nation we have appointed religious ceremonies. That is stupid again. This is mean that the Muslim, they don't have one ceremony. Every nation should have different. So why you are asking them all to go to the Kaaba? I mean, do you see the stupidity? We are just going through like easy study, if we can call it a study, because there's nothing to study there. It's just a mule talking. And then Allah here, he says that when you do sacrifice, Allah will not get its hair, nor he will get its meat. You idiot. Isn't it you the one who says to the Jews, and you are the one who asked Abraham to sacrifice, and then you send a fire from the sky and consume it? What this guy is talking about? If you are not the one who will get the meat, and you never get the hair of it, so what is the fire story about fire coming from the sky? Muhammad copying the Jews, and now he regret? Shall we continue? I mean, this is stupid. And then he talk about how how the baby is created, how the baby is created. And look at this verse here. Never we send a messenger or a prophet before you, but he recited revelation from Shaitan. What the heck? And this is the verses you want to show us to prove to us that Allah is God? So how he is a prophet of God and now he is a prophet of Shaitan? See, this is all in one chapter. We are not even, this is the one he choose. We are just going through. So you notice here, yeah, enjoy the verse, enjoy the verse. Yeah, do you see the enjoy the verse? Enjoy it. Your prophet was a satanic messenger. He received satanic verses. Do you see it? And Allah will abolish which shaitan he throw in. Now, I challenge you to prove to me that this verse itself is not from shaitan. As long as shaitan, he can throw verses in the mouth of Muhammad. Well, this verse, I believe, is from Shaitan too, and and Muhammad admitted that he is satanic, satanic prophet. You see it? As long as Shaitan is able to throw, and Muhammad he confirmed that it's already happened, and then he says, "Don't worry, be happy. Allah will take it away." Okay, how we know that this verse is not from Shaitan? Secondly, where was Allah? I mean, why you wait until the guy he got monkey box, and then you try to do this? And aren't you Allah? How Shaitan can even control Muhammad? Isn't it the Quran promised Muhammad that Shaitan have no power over my good servants? Do you see the stupidity? The Quran says clearly that Allah, he told Shaitan, you have no power over my good servants. So, okay, he have no power over the good servant. How he have a power over Muhammad? Chapter 15, verse number 42. Are you there, Mr. Palestine? And not to forget that even your name is Palestine, never mentioned in the Quran, and Allah promised the Jews to give them the land, and he asked them to kill every Palestinian. And by the way, you are not a Palestinian. I think you're a Pakistani. And even those who live in the so-called Palestine, the Arab, are not Palestinian. Those Arab, they don't even speak the language. So it's just a mess and a stupidity, and and they play victim, and they try to make you believe that we have one God. You have nothing. You don't even have testicles. Who is your God? You don't know. Where is your God? You don't know. They laugh at the Christian for God. Their God is a man. Okay, wonderful. And then we find that their God is an octopus. He have a shin. He has two hands, and both hands in the right side. What happened? It's a birth defect. He have a mouth, he have a tongue, he have two eyes, he have a face, he have a back. And look at the, no, he changed the course, hoping that we can let it go. So he go to different verse in the Quran, chapter 26, and he speak about the jinn. Look what he just said. By the way, my Skype is open. Soon we will start taking call from the Christians. It was not the jinn who wrote down this Quran. It is neither in their interest nor in their power. Indeed, they are prevented from overhearing it. Like just a stupidity. So why you have a chapter in the Quran is called the chapter of the genie, and everybody, all the chapter is made by the genie. I mean, who is the stupid here? So the genie did not make the Quran. And then we find the chapter is called the chapter of the genie. Who is talking in the chapter? The genie. That's mean they are the one who made the Quran. So how the Quran says they heard the Quran and they says, هذا قرآن عجبا. I mean, do you see the stupidity? They were amazing. Or they were amazed. Why you don't call me Palestine so you can have a good comedy? So the genie, they cannot hear the Quran. And then the genie, they say, this is amazing Quran. You know, I find that when the Muhammadan, they try to present their case to you, try to make it appeal, the more they talk about it, the more we die laughing, and the more it is hilarious, and the more it's stupid. You know, I mean, if we, I don't know what to say really. I mean, how stupid things can it is. So look, if I go right now and I search this, remember, let me put for you what he said. It's not for the genie even to hear the Quran. Read carefully. This is what he quote. I'm not translating. It was not not the jinn who brought down the Quran. It is neither in their interest nor in their power. Indeed, they are not. They are prevented from overhearing it. Overhearing it. Let us go to the Quran and see what the Quran says. And now he will cry, he will say, I did not mean that, CP. Yeah, here we go. Say, okay, say, who is talking? Allah, supposedly. Okay. A group of the GD, they heard the Quran. Okay. And they start talking. The genie made the Quran. The whole chapter is the genie talking. This is why it's called the chapter of the genie. So the genies, and by the way, Muhammad, he is speaking about the genie. It's about a bunch of black people. They start riding Muhammad. And Muhammad later claimed that those genie were amazed. There's a story where a bunch of black African, they saw Muhammad and his companion, and they start jumping over his shoulders and making him like a donkey. And I challenge any Muslim to say you are lying. And they keep riding him, and we do not know what does that mean exactly. Just ride him in the top of him or doing something sexual, we don't know. And then after riding him all day, Muhammad was so tired. All day they were riding the guy. Where was Allah? Are you there, Palestine? Who when a Muslim want to say to me I'm lying? Anyway, our Skype is open. If you are a Christian interested to call, and you see, you can, we have a question. Why you think Islam is not from God? You can give your thought or anything you want to say. Just to stay, like in the borders of our topics, which we usually mention. So if you are a Christian, here we go. Many people, they say, how come Christian cannot call? Right now, my Skype open. I don't see even any Christian text me. And later they will say, how come we cannot call? Look at this chapter here. It gives guidance to the right. And we have belief therein. Okay. Who is talking? The genie. Okay. And the exalted is His Majesty of our Lord. He has taken neither a wife or a son. How the genie knew? You see, if Allah saying that, I will say, okay, Allah saying that. How the genie they knew? They are watching him by security camera if he is sleeping around. Huh? And then the genie, brother, they tried to go to the heaven, but they could not go because there is a lot of security. This is God talking. The genie, they tried to go to the sky so they can hear what Allah is saying, and they found there is a lot of security, brother. And then we go in different verse in the Quran. It says, you know, very funny cartoonic fiction story, that if the shaitan and the genie, shaitan is a genie, by the way, and some Christian until now, they think that Muslim, they believe in demon. In Islam, there's no demon. So when we speak, we say genie, don't think we are talking about demon. The Quran in different verse says that the shaitan, brother, tried to steal information from Allah. This is God talking. Shaitan, he tried to hear, spy at Allah. And what is the solution? Well, if he tried to steal information from Allah, Allah will shoot him with meteor. So what is the meteor is? The meteor, Allah security, is the missile of Mr. the filthy Putin. And he shoot anyone who get close to his base. And you are talking about Star Wars. Here we go. Star Wars is already happening a long time ago. All right, we have a Christian when I call. Let us see. We will call you. As you see, Islam is a very silly, stupid cult. Make no sense in every way, I mean. Hello? Hello, you are welcome.
Okay, my name is Rosa, and I'm watching the live stream, and I wanted to give my reasons
All right.
to the question that you mentioned. So I have a number of reasons, but then the main one is the fact that this God got our faith wrong, saying that Mary is part of the Trinity, which I don't understand. How could that be? And the worst part being that he waited 600 years after the death of Christ to then tell us Christians that we got it all wrong.
Yeah.
And knowing that we are 2 billion plus people and we are all destined for hell, I don't think a God who is all-knowing, all-wise, all-powerful would just create to destroy and to bring anguish and pain unto people. 2 billion plus. That does not make sense.
Yeah, well, here actually, this is a very important point. When Allah, he claimed that he is God, and then he did not know even the faith of the Christians, which is very simple. I mean, you do not need to be, I mean, how in the world Mary, she became the wife of God, and then Jesus is his baby son. That is the most stupid idea. Even children didn't know that. The Christian don't believe in that God, he have a wife, her name is Mary, and even the stupid Quran says that Mary is a virgin.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah,
so
exactly.
how Mary she become the God? Who is the one who worship Mary? Some foolish people, they will say to you, the Catholic. That's a lie. The Catholic, they ask Mary. They ask Mary to pray for them. They don't pray to Mary.
Yes.
They don't worship
Because
Mary.
she's a saint.
Yeah. So all Christians, with no exception, and let us say for the sake of argument, a Muslim, he might say to you, well, there is some group one day. Well, but Muhammad, he claimed all the Christians, they do that. He didn't have
exactly.
He don't have other option. He says the Christians, they believe in that.
Yeah, which is so false. Absolutely
and
false.
then when he tried to refute the idea, he says, if Allah want to take a wife or a son, he will take from ourselves.
From himself.
And then how you claim that you are the God who the only one, there's no one like you, and then you say I will take a partner from us. The us mean we are similar. You know, when I say the word us, like English is my first language, as you know, but Arabic is my first language, you know. So it's very clear, you know, he want to take it from us. Okay, us who? Aren't you the only one? Is that there's other gods?
Yes, exactly. There isn't any. So why are you comparing yourself? Who are you gonna take partnership with?
And Allah obviously is a stupid God. He don't, you know, he don't understand. Imagine I go now and I say that the Muslim, they believe in the Trinity. Well, that's mean I do not know what Islam is about. This is exactly, you know, what Muhammad did. He claimed that Allah, he understood the Trinity. And then right away he starts saying, well, Jesus, Mary, and Allah. And not only that, actually, there is a verse in the Quran. It says that the one who says the Messiah is a son, is Allah. The Messiah is Allah. Well, if you understand the Trinity, how the Christian they say that the Messiah is Allah, so who is the second person? Because now we have to eliminate two names. Allah and the Messiah, because they became one.
Yeah, they became one.
If the Messiah is Allah, and that's what the Christian believe, so who is the second person and who is the third person? Maybe we have to add Musa's. You know? All right, all right, my sister. Thank you for calling. Anything else?
Thank you. No, the small thing I would like to add is just that I'm basically using your show and all the information that you put for all of us Christians to have the courage to talk to my Muslim friend also one day, because...
Well, I have a correction for you. You should not say my Muslim friends, because Muslims don't take our friends, correct?
Yes, that is true. And her name is Takia, by the way.
Her name is Takia. That even make it more horrible. You know? I mean, she is my Muslim friend and her name is Takia. That can be a good movie. You know, we can change the title. I mean, how in the world you get a person have such a name? Her name is Takia, guys. She have a friend. She's a Muslim friend. Her name is Taqiya. Good luck.
It's Taqiya Adam. Like, it's
good luck with your friendship, you know.
I'm really hoping to talk to her. Yeah, it's painful when I see them and I talk. Sometimes I feel pain, and then at the other part, I'm just like, no. It's not worth it dealing with people who mock our faith. They're the ones who are lost, but at the same time, it's good that I watch your show and I see how you give them tough love, because they need to get the spanking before they get the veil of their face, and that's what I appreciate. So
well, we are trying to help them. You know, here we are not really, the purpose is not a spanking, but sometimes even if you have a son, he's taking drugs, what do? You tell him it's okay, you know, I love you, do whatever you want. No, you scream in his face, you shout in him so he can wake up, you know, that the drugs is killing you, is destroying you. And this is the same as Muhammad is a drug. Promising sex and women and etc. All of this zucchini doesn't work, Muslims. If he, you know, I challenge you actually to prove to me that, isn't it Muhammad, he said that when they said to him, he said, pray for me every Friday, pray on me every Friday, for your prayer will be supplicated to me. They said to him, Prophet, but your body will be decayed. He said, oh, we are the people of the Prophet, like the kind of the Prophet. Our body will never decay. And then after a few days, the guy, he stink.
He was stinking, and they said,
and then fart was coming non-stop as if he ate beans. Actually, I think Muhammad was American. You know, when I came to America, the first thing I noticed that American, they fart a lot, and I was wondering why. And then I discovered because of beans. So Mr. Bean, Muhammad, he was farting non-stop, and he claimed that we are the messenger of Allah, you know, our body will not decay. So keep him in the top of the floor. Go Muslim, dig the grave, put him in the top, let everybody see the miracle. 1,400 years, Muhammad will be the same as the same day he died. That's what he claimed, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, say hello to your friend Taqiya, sister.
One day is one day. Thank you so much.
All right.
Bye.
Take care. God bless you. All right. We have a Muslim saying, Jesus is not God and you worship Mary, kafirs. Well, you have to prove it. You're an idiot. Same time, I say to you, Muhammad is not, Allah is not God, and your God is Muhammad. Let me call this Abdul, just for like entertainment purpose. And by the way, I'm expecting Ultimate Fart to try to call as much as he can to retain his honor, which is scattered all over the floor. Let us see. We are calling the Abdul. Hello? So guys, didn't I tell you this is Ultimate Fart? Here we go. Hey, Ultimate Fart, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, what is the name of your prophet wife?
No, first the thing we do is...
Get lost. Don't call me ever again. We are done with you. You became an abused, used diaper. Old news. People are laughing at you, and we do not need to laugh more. Have mercy. You see, because they lose, they they try to call and call and call. Maybe this time I will make it. Maybe this time I will survive. Filthy mouth. What is the name of your prophet wife? Aisha. Where do you get this information from? From the books of history. Okay, Muhammad, you have a son. The only case in history, it says Muhammad have only one case in history. He have adopted son. Where is that? This is in the hadith. So the coward, the liar, he keeps saying we don't believe in the hadith, etc. And last time we have him busted with no mercy. Don't forget to download the video and share it with your friends so you can have a good laugh. At the, you know, I'm going to change your name from Ultimate Fart to UFO, like your God. All right, who is next? All right. Someone else? Yeah, you know, when you go and do gambling and you lose badly, so what do? You go borrow more money and you try to play again. And this is what happened with this poor Abdul, you know. He lost badly and he tried to retain his lost honor. Hello?
Good morning.
Good evening, good morning, my friend. You are welcome.
Yeah,
Are you a Christian or a Muslim?
Yeah, I'm a Christian.
Okay, what do you want to say to us?
Yeah, you actually, first of all, I want to appreciate you for the things that you do, and there's so much knowledge that we get from your education. And actually, each time you come online, I actually have my notebook with me just to get information. And I started listening to you because of a particular friend, because I went to a Muslim school at a tender age in Nigeria. And actually, we had to read Surah Al-Fatiha every Friday. So I actually learned those things with no knowledge. I was a Christian. I was born in a Christian home, and we got all those information because of the Muslim college that we attended. We didn't know that this religion is like a fake religion, you know, and all of that. And then as I continued to grow up, the challenge started coming, you know, like you hear some of them saying all kind of things about the Christian faith, you know, and the only way you have to know the original is when you have the original and then you study the original. Then if the fake comes, then you have to, there's a way you can distinguish between the original from the fake. The Bible is the true and correct word of God, and everything that the Quran says contradicts what the Bible says. So I tried searching on how to learn about Islam. Then I got David Wood. I listened to David Wood, most of his video. And then, you know, the algorithm actually directs. And that's how I got to know about you and also Rob Christian. So it's a wealth of information that we receive from these. The truth is, Islam is false and Prophet Muhammad is a fake prophet.
Well, even the stupid Quran confirmed that our book is never changed. This is how silly they are. They say, all Muslims, they say to you, Quran, Bible is changed, Bible is changed. They open the Quran, it says chapter 2, the chapter of the cow, the Hindu chapter. And when they come to them, to the Jews, the book, the Quran, this is a Muslim translation, inserting the Quran, from Allah, confirming what is with them.
Yeah.
Okay, so how it's corrupted, you know?
Yeah.
Same for the gospel.
Yeah.
And then I mean, this is all over the Quran, like chapter 2, verse number 91. We can show you in this chapters and verses, and then they come to you with Paul. Well, if we go to chapter 36, verse number 14, and read the interpretation, we will find that Paul is a messenger of Allah. So Muhammad simply, he was trying to hijack Christianity, the same he hijacked Judaism, the same he hijacked every religion around him, Sabi and anything. Just he want to be international corporation. All right, my friends, say hello to your friends in Nigeria. We love our brothers and sisters in Christ in Africa, and even we love the Muslims there. We pray that they will wake up and they will see the truth, and the truth will set them free. And you know, not only to forget, how in the world somebody is a black African, he follows such a white supremacist religion. Don't they know that this is a religion for the white Arab only, not for the black? And they say to you, Bilal, he lived all his life as a slave, and Muhammad never freed him.
And the funniest part of this thing is, like, they don't even want to hear. They only come to you when you don't really have knowledge of Islam. But once you have the knowledge, they don't come to you. They just keep running away.
Exactly. They pray. They pray in the ignorant. You know. Yeah. It's like a wolf waiting for the little lamb, not for the buffalo. You know, the buffalo who's big, he have big horns. The hyena will not attack him. He know he's no match. You know, but he will go for the little one. He cannot hardly walk. He don't know what he's doing. His eyes still small. He's just born yesterday. Yeah. Thank you, my friend, for calling.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the information we get, and God bless you.
Take care. Bye bye.
Thank
All right, let us see. Okay, we have somebody want to talk to. Let us see. My internet.
So CP, hey, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Hey, so I wanted to give you my top reason why I believe Islam is false.
All right.
So I started reading the Quran a while ago. I had a friend, she was Muslim, so she started telling me Jesus wasn't crucified and all kind of stuff. So I read her book, and I finished the book in like 3 to 6 months. I couldn't put it down, and it wasn't because it was so good. It's just because of how stupid it was, how blasphemous it was against what we believe as Christians. And I slowly started to realize when I started debating Muslims that Islam is like the religion of I don't know. And what I mean is like you ask them questions like, okay, well, who is Isa? Or, you know, Allahu Alam. Or who was on the cross if it wasn't Jesus? I don't know. What is Allah? I don't know. You know, like, why does the Quran call Christians people of the book if our book is corrupted? I don't know. Why is Muhammad in the Bible? I don't know. So it's like you ask them simple, basic questions, and it's like what the caller said before, anyone with actual knowledge, they run away from. They don't have any answers.
I'm glad, my friend, to meet someone smart like you. But let us start with the first one. You remember, like you said, who was in the cross, right? Jesus, Allah, he replaced him, right?
Right.
But this is confirmed our Bible.
Right.
Because this is what we saw, and that the honest people is the one who write down what they saw. So then,
exactly.
then the idiot Muhammad, 600 years after, he say, that was not Jesus, you know, like hello. It's like a prank, you know. What the heck is that? This is God or this is a joke, you know? So right. Allah was making a prank. He would someone look like Jesus, but it's not Jesus, but he looked like Jesus, so they thought he's Jesus. But Jesus was not Jesus, but Jesus was on the cross, and his mother, she thought it's Jesus, but it's not Jesus. So Allah, he took the real Jesus, but he left it out for Jesus. And the Christian, they thought this is Jesus, so it's not Jesus. What the heck is that? So what we learn from this story, that Allah is a cheater, is a liar,
right?
And he's a kid, you know?
But you want to know something that's really funny? So once I started realizing this, I made a TikTok account. I posted one video about Islam because I had studied it for a while, and the video got so many views, and that's when I realized, okay, like this is a lot of Christians don't know anything about Islam, especially here in the West. So I was like, let me make this account so I can kind of educate some people on it based on the Christian perspective. What's so funny about specifically what you're talking about, Surah 4, verse 157 says, it was made to appear that Jesus was crucified, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then if you keep reading, it says the people who argue or talk about
They
his
are not sure.
crucifixion have no knowledge. But what's interesting is, like, if you look at the Islamic sources, like you look at any like tafsir about it, the Muslims, the Abdul, they have different interpretations of what happened. Some of them, like
Exactly. Each one of them, he give
Kathir,
you. Each one of them, he give you
gives you a
his own
different one.
his own cartoon, his own version of the cartoon.
It's like I did a live stream on it the other day. I think it was Ibn Kathir. He says he doesn't know, but then if you go to Tafsir al-Tabari, he gives like 8 different people that it may have been. Then if you go to like I think it was who's the cousin of Muhammad? It's on al-tafsir.com. I can't remember.
Abbas, the uncle and the cousin,
in
yeah.
his tafsir, yeah, yes, Abbas. Yeah, he says that it was some guy named Tetlanus or something like that. And then there's a Sheikh Imran Hussein. He's now saying that he wasn't even that he was crucified, but then Allah just gave him back his body, which again confirms what the Bible says. It's like you might as well just become a Christian at this point. This religion is, I don't understand why anybody who has any common sense would be a Muslim. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that there is Christians like you, my friend. You sound like a smart person, and invite your friends here. So all of those who they are seeking knowledge, they can increase, and you yourself, you can learn more and you can fight it. So I encourage you, actually, not just to, like, okay, we learn something, Islam is funny. I encourage you to spread the information between your friends, your people, wherever you live, and TikTok, etc. So people, they will see the truth, and the truth really is ugly about this cult.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, bye-bye.
I like to see, the Christians, firm, they study, they knew what they are talking about, and they can confront the lies of Muhammad and his genies. A Muslim saying Islam is true. I'm afraid this is ultimate fort. He will not give up. Let us call him. Okay. Hello? Ultimate? Hello? Hello? Okay, go on. We spank you enough. That's it. I cannot keep my hand dirty every day. He is calling again. That's it, because he was horribly became pieces. I know this will happen now. He will keep parking non-stop. That's it. I call you. You said record it, post it, and let everybody laugh. Okay, that's what happened. Okay. Potato. Hello? Yeah, please turn off your camera.
Oh, sorry. Hi, my name is Stefan, and I'm a Christian
right.
from Romania. I live in UK though.
All right.
And I think it's funny when Muslims try to go to the Bible to prove something of the Quran, while saying it's corrupt. And what's more funny, it's that they say they follow the same God. But if you go in the book of Isaiah, for example, starting from chapter 13 up to 25 or 26, the God of the Bible promised to destroy all Muslim nations like Lebanon, Syria, Egypt, Jordan, Iran, Persia. And I was wondering, how do they go around it? I mean, if you're gonna ever ask a Muslim, I'm just curious how he's going.
Yeah, but
to
this is another reason. No, you see, we have to be careful here. If God, he promised to destroy nations, you need to remember at that time those nations are not even Muslims, right? So this is not really a valid argument. The valid argument is, first of all, the God of Islam is not a spirit. Our God is a spirit. Isn't it God? He says he created the whole earth, and his spirit was above the water from the beginning, right? So the nature of the God of Islam is not the same nature of our God. The God of
Yes,
Islam,
yes.
he have a
It is
body.
that they say
Yeah, he
they
have.
follow this.
Yes, he's their God. He have a body, but he don't have a spirit. So that's mean obviously their God is not our God, because this is something the Jews and the Christian agree upon. It's not like Christianity or this is Jews and Christians agree that God has a spirit, and God, he came to Abraham as a man. The Muslim refused that idea. So their God cannot come as a man. Their God cannot be a man. Their God cannot have a son. Their God don't have a spirit. So what is left about this God? What is left is a piece of concrete. They claim that nothing like him, but who care? He is. If he have no spirit, then he is not alive, because the spirit means life. Spirit.
The only thing left of their God is a transformer, and
Is
in
a
the
transformer.
judgment.
Yeah, like no, he will come to them in a shape other than the one they knew. Exactly. So how you refuse that God have a shape? Because shape, they say that Jesus, he's God. Okay, then how he can be inside his creation? If the flesh is a creation of God, then how he can be inside? Well, he is God. This is why God, there's nothing impossible for him. That's why we call him God. And then we find that their God himself, he have a shape, and he go down between the seventh heaven and the first heaven, and even he changed his shape, and the shape is his creation. All right, my friend?
Yeah. Yes, and not only that, it's very funny. For example, if you look at the Pact of Umar, in the in the Quran, Allah give to Jews the Israel, yet Umar or Uthman itself goes to conquer the Jew lands. It's kind of funny. The same. I think everything they do, it's kind of funny. Even the guy with Palestine, you see. They don't say, "Oh, poor Jews, what we've done to them in 7th century." They never say that. They never consider, for example, let's correct our wrongdoing towards the Jews. Yet even today, they do the same thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, because it's an evil cult, and they seek a privilege, but they don't give rights, which mean they ask you for a right, human right, when it is for them, but they will not give you the same human right they ask for themselves. So like they go in the West, you will see a Muslim complaining about hate crime, but in his mosque he teach hate against the Christians, and violence. Yeah.
I want to thank God, for people like you, because I've learned a lot. I'm following you for
Thank you, my
many years
friend.
now.
I went to Romania. I think last time I was there in
I
2019.
saw your video posted from Constanza or somewhere.
Yeah,
And,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I've used some of your arguments with a Muslim in Romania on TikTok, for example, when they do live stream, and they blocked me right away without even answering or anything. They don't even read the question.
Yeah, because they get scared. Exactly. Well, thank you, my friend,
Yes.
for calling. God bless you, my friend.
Thank you for your work, and keep up
Thank you.
the good work for
Thank
the
you.
Lord.
Thank you. Amen
God
to that.
bless you.
Bye-bye. All right. We have somebody. Let us see. And available. Well, a person says when and then call decline. So why you are saying why you are calling? Just to say hello? Okay. Let us see this person. Hello? Oh, not call yet. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, hello. How are you?
Hello, Christian Prince. I'm Charlie from.
Okay.
I want to express my great gratitude because I know you, and last year I was introduced to your channel, and I used to share the gospel with Chinese, and since I know you, I share the gospel with Muslim in the streets and with my college and with my friends, and I think. I'm so thankful to the Lord that I can know you, and you have been my inspiration in the in all of my life, and also I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, and every time I'm down, I feel like I'm in a low episode, and I always hear your voice, and I think it is a gift from God, and I'm so thankful to know you, and you make us hopeful in reaching out Muslims, you know, even though we cannot find anyone who believes yet. Yeah, thank you so much.
Well, my dear sister, I'm happy that you are doing great and you are learning and you're getting benefit of our program. And we pray that the Lord, He heal you from any illness and you will be better and better. So you live in China, or like, if you like to say, are you Chinese?
Yeah, I'm Chinese and I live in Indonesia.
All right, okay. Well, I'm happy that you are learning, and we pray that the Lord will use you in a good way to save more people and to heal you too. And we ask all the people here to pray to our sister, to pray for her to be healed. And, you know, I don't know what is the name of the diagnosis you said. I'm not a doctor, as you know, like I'm a doctor only in Islam, so I don't know really much about the name you mentioned, but whatever it is, we pray that the Lord will save you and heal you and keep you safe. All right?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Christian Prince. God bless you.
Thank you, sister. God bless. This is CP official Skype, yes. Okay, look like we don't have more. Let's see, do you have one here? Okay, can you call me? We will call you, no problem. It says unavailable. Be sure when you ask me to call you, like maybe you should add me first. I don't know why you are saying to me, can you call me, and then call declined. Doesn't make sense. Well, it was a great to hear some Christians, and we can take more calls. Actually, I think I like this idea, people calling Christians and see how much they learn. And, you know, like we share together our experience with this cult and how we can together, we can save the Muslims from their false prophet. You cannot call me. You have to take my call. When I call you, I call you. You cannot call me. So let me call you again. Let us see. We are calling. Hello? Hello? Yes, I hear you. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but I never spoke with Skype.
No problem.
Yes, what is wrong about Islam? Sorry for my English. I don't speak a very long time English.
All right.
So my friends at work, Muslim friends, dear Muslim friends, they told me so much about Islam, how great this religion is, and how beautiful the teaching of Muhammad is. And so I begin to look what they are saying, to try to find the verses they are talking to me. So for 3 or 4 years, I saw your videos the first time, and I listened to you, and yes, I prove all what you say. I buy a book, and now I know that that is satanic teaching, Islam. And one of the greatest reasons, because it's satanic, is like, for example, how a child will born or be created. The woman have sperm, and so on. As I hear it the first time, and I begin to search the internet for the Quran and the tafsirs, I learned everything that I to read it. So I was very shocked. And when you are talking with Muslims about the problems, or Aisha, she was 9 years old, they won't believe that, because I think the most of them are scared. They are scared for the truth. Like the Bible said, they have fear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. And yes, it's thank you very much for your work. You saved many lives, I believe, from the Muslims. This is yeah, that you explain the Quran.
Well, we are doing our best, and I'm happy that people around the world, they are listening. As you see, people from Indonesia, from China, from everywhere, they are learning, and this is what we are here for. And you know, when we say satanic, the Lord, he says that who is the father of all lies? The answer is Satan. So when Muhammad, he speak about how the baby is created, and then we find that this is false. The baby is not created as Muhammad he claimed. Obviously, this lie is coming from Satan. The same as about lying about Jesus, and even lying about the Holy Spirit, claiming that the Holy Spirit is an angel. So thank you, my friend.
Yes.
God bless you, and thanks you for calling.
Yeah? Can I say something?
Okay, sure.
I know that because I hear a lot of stuff from you, and I study the Bible, and there are so many things that Muhammad steal from the Bible.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he did. Actually, everything he have is a theft from somebody. Even the stupidest stories is a theft from somebody.
Yes.
You know. Yeah.
Yes. I speak German and I speak Serbian, Croatian, and Bosnian.
Okay.
And the most I read the Bible, study the Bible in German. So we have here two different styles of the translations, because there are the old scriptures and there are the new scriptures, which is called from Nestle and Erland. They made a new book, but these translations are not so good as the, I don't know how it means, many scriptures. The first scriptures that come are the better translations. So,
okay.
And when we read in John 2, the letter of John 2, it says in verse 10, if anyone comes to you and does not teach this lesson, do not take him into your house and do not greet him. For whoever greets him shares in his evil works. So, and this is, and Muhammad take this verse, I think, and say, push him on the other side. He wanted to do it better,
Yeah.
You know. And in the King James Bible, I don't read this exactly translation like in the German Bible.
Yeah.
So, and I think Muhammad take it and say, one moment I will make it more better. So push them in the other side.
Well, there is tons of. There is a book. It's called A Priest and the Prophet, and it's written by a Christian. It has a very good detailed studies about how many things Muhammad he stole from the Old Testament and from the New Testament.
Yeah.
And exposing. I think you can get even online. You know, if you are interested in this thing. But for sure. Like even when Muhammad he speak about gambling and pork, this is copy from what Paul said about gambling and the pork. This is copy even almost word by word. So everything in Islam is a theft from somebody. But the difference is that Islam is not the same as any cult who is trying to hijack Christianity, like Jehovah's Witnesses. Islam is a collection of many religions, not only Christianity, Judaism, some from the Hindus, some from the Majus, the fire worshippers, the star worshippers, whoever in the area Muhammad he encountered or he heard about them, he added to his book. As an example, the story of Al-Khudr, the man who, Mr. Green, the one who drank from the water of life, and because he drank from that water, but this is a story taken from the book of Gilgamesh, you know, from the old ancient legend about a guy, a king. He looked for a fountain, and he went all the way to Bahrain, exactly as in the Quran. I mean, And then Muhammad he make it as part of his God teaching, same as the seven sleepers, etc. You know, so Any
Yeah, yeah.
story, Zulqarnain as an example, Alexander the Great. Any story is famous. Muhammad, he put
Yes.
it in the Quran and he make it from his God. And this is a clear proof, actually, that he is nothing but a fraud.
Yeah.
All right, my friend.
Yes.
Thank you for calling. God bless you.
Yes. God bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you live now on YouTube? Yeah. I have many questions. Can you please call? Okay. I hope you guys you enjoy having more calls from Christians. Hello? 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 Yes, my friend, you are live on air.
Hi, can you hear me?
I hear you. Go ahead.
Good. Just
Your voice is cutting off. If you are using too many applications, you need to shut them down.
yeah. No, our internet is just very bad at the moment. We've got a storm.
Well, I told you don't
brewing.
use Allah internet.
I can't help the storm that's on the way.
Okay, so what do you want to say to us, my friend?
Well, CP, I deal with Muslims quite twice a month, in fact. And first of all, I want to say God for your existence, because I've learned so much from you, and I bring up these issues that you have with Islam, with the Muslims that I meet with. But they always come with things like, oh, anything that happens by the will of Allah.
Exactly, including me. So
and
I am
just
now
very
live in Allah.
difficult.
I am now live because of the will of Allah, making Allah look like a stupid. I mean, this is how the will of Allah works. This is the most stupid will ever. So Allah, he made Christian Prince go live, go to his computer, and he start typing. Yes, it's the fingers of Christian Prince is typing, but it was Allah will. And then Christian Prince, he go online. It was Allah will. And then Christian Prince, he speak. It was Allah will. And then Christian Prince, he debate Muslims. It was Allah will. And then Christian Prince, he make Muslim leave Islam. It was Allah will. And then Allah will punish those who left Islam because it's his will. Have you ever heard of a stupid will like this?
Definitely not. Well, I can't be the will living God.
Yeah. Anyway, my friend, thank you for calling. Your voice is not really too good for me. I can't give you for long, but thank you for calling. All right?
Thank you, CP.
Right, take care. All right. More people. Okay, let's see. Hello? Yes, my friend, go ahead. You're live on air.
Hello.
I hear you.
All right. Yeah, I'm David. Yeah, I'm David. I live in UK, but I'm from Nigeria.
All right, David.
What I want to say is that I just want to implore all the Christians to learn their faith very well, and also to learn a lot from mostly from Arabic speaker like you. Because when I was younger, I like the other Nigerian that's talked the other time. We normally have in our primary school and secondary school, we normally have a mixture of prayer during the assembly and other stuff. So I used to like, why we Christians, we can talk to God in our languages. The Muslims cannot talk
my brother, my brother, I apologize from you. I apologize from you. Okay. My friend, we cannot hear you. Your voice is really cutting badly. So try to fix your internet and maybe we can call you again. It's very, very bad internet. Okay, but I have to hang up on him. If you hear me, David, please fix your internet so we can hear you because we understand nothing. Let us hear another person. And I see we have a great number of African brothers calling. That's wonderful. Let us see. Hello? Please mute your mute your YouTube. Hello? Yes, my friend, you are live on air.
Is that Christian Prince?
Yes, my friend.
Oh, Christian Prince, how are you?
I'm very, very good, thank God.
I'm very happy that you pick up my phone. I'm here in an Uber taxi.
Where?
I'm in an Uber taxi.
Uber taxi. Oh, okay.
I'm in an Uber taxi. I'm telling my friends here that Allah He made this world by the word.
He made the word by the word? The word?
Yeah, He spoke the word and He made this world.
Okay. Where is that?
I'm telling you that because that's what the Quran says.
No, but the Quran says, he said about the word, he used it only when he created Adam. He said to him, and it was. But when Allah created the word, it took him 2 days to create the earth, and then 4 days to create whatever in the top of the earth, and then 2 days to create the sky. Total of 8 days. In different verses, it's 6 days. So he did not say he did not say a word to create the earth and the heaven, no. But the Quran mentioned that the similarity of Jesus is same as Adam. He said to him, be, and he was. But in reality, if you check, you will find that even that is true, because Adam was created from mud by the both hands of Allah, and then Allah, after he fashioned him, after mixing the mud and fashioned him like a statue, then he breathed into him, and then Adam became existence, which means even the word there is not true, and this is a contradiction for the Quran, because Allah, he never used that word to create anything.
Okay, now I'm asking you now another question.
Okay.
Is because I'm in an Uber taxi here, and my friends, I'm with my friends. Our driver here is from Pakistan, and I'm telling my friends that Isa never spoke Aramaic. He spoke Arabic.
Who said that? He said that?
Can you speak? Yes, this one said, can you speak?
I said that. Was asking.
We are just wasting our time.
No, it's a question we're asking here.
I said that. I'm the one who said, yeah, Isa was speaking Aramaic. Is that true? Can you agree?
Isa was speaking Aramaic.
Oh, you hear that?
Yeah,
okay.
but
well, Isa, okay. First of all, not Arabic, but Jesus speak all languages in the world because he's God. So he speak many languages.
He Arabic. Have you heard that?
Have you heard?
Heard what?
No,
heard what?
Have you heard that? Have you heard that?
What is the question exactly?
I don't know that question. You've answered it. Thank you very much.
Jesus speak Aramaic. Jesus speak Hebrew. Jesus, listen, Muhammad, listen. Jesus, he speak all languages for his God, and your God Allah, he speak only one language because he is not God. So can you explain to me why Jesus speak all those languages? He speak Aramaic, he speak Hebrew, and there's any language you want, he speak it. Even his disciple, I can show you from the Islamic book, even his disciples, God made them have all languages in the world. So how that can happen to the Christians only, not to the disciple of Muhammad?
Don't play with God, you are drunk.
No, I'm not drunk, man.
You are not drunk.
The one who was drunk, by the way, if you want to talk about drunk, hold on. If you want to talk about drunk, your prophet and his wife Khadija, they made her father drunk in order to get married. You want me to show you?
CP, I'll call you back. CP.
All right.
Yeah, I'll call you back. You know what? That was the. I'll explain later, man. Sorry, I'll explain later.
Yeah, but before you go, when somebody asks you about what language Jesus speak, Jesus, he is God, he
No,
speak all languages. This is why we pray to him in any language.
CP,
How you pray to him? How
CP.
you pray to him? You pray in your language, Nigerian, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
CP. Don't worry. I know that is what I should have. That is what I should have.
Yeah, but what before
Friend,
you
but
go,
I was trying
before you
to bring
go,
this
what
guy
was the
to
challenge?
you. He
What
was a driver of the Uber.
Yeah,
Don't
but
worry. I
what
know
was
you.
what was he asking you for? Well, I did not understand until now what he was saying. He was saying that Jesus speak Arabic.
Yeah, the guy was saying like, oh, just speaks Arabic. He didn't speak Aramaic.
No, Jesus,
Blah
and
blah
I
blah.
answer. I say
But
Jesus
I
speak
know.
Aramaic. Listen, I answer. I say Jesus speak Aramaic, and same
Okay.
time, in the same time, this guy. I want you to before you go. Hold on. Before you go, tell him this. You know, anyone he come to you with this topic. The stupid Quran says we never send a messenger except to speak in the tongue of his people. So if Jesus is spoke,
Stop there. You know what? Hold on. Let me walk there. This guy is from Pakistan. Let me walk there.
Yeah, let us get him busted.
Let me walk. He's parked there. Let me just talk to him. Just walk it. I'm running now. 1 second.
Take your time.
Hopefully he doesn't get upset.
Maybe you can put him in the phone so we can have conversation.
Bro, this guy wants to talk to you. Remember the one we're talking on Okami? Yeah, hold on. Yeah, he's there.
Hello.
Hello, my friend. How are you doing?
I'm good, yourself?
So yeah, I'm fine. So you are saying that Jesus he speak Arabic?
Yeah, no. That's what I didn't say. These guys was talking about that.
What they were talking? What do you think about Jesus? What he speak?
No, I'm not really sure, bro. I'm Muslim, so I'm not really sure.
Okay,
But these guys
I
was
want to
talking.
ask you. You are from Pakistan?
I'm from Pakistan, yeah.
Okay, in the Quran, in chapter 14, verse number 4, it says, "We send not a messenger except with the language of his people." So Allah, he put two conditions. He have to be from the people and speak in their tongue. Do Muhammad speak your tongue?
No, I speak Urdu.
Yeah, but Allah, but Muhammad
speak Arabic.
Exactly. So the Quran confirmed that mean that Muhammad cannot be your prophet because Allah never sent a messenger except. And you can check the verse right now if you want. And maybe I'm lying to you. Chapter 14, verse number 4, it says, "We sent not a messenger except with the language of his people in order that they might understand." Make it clear to them. So you are a Pakistani. Muhammad is an Arab. How he can be a prophet for you? This will be a contradiction for the Quran, because the Quran confirmed never sent, and this is a gift given to Muhammad from Allah in his time, not after Muhammad's death or before. So this is Muhammad speaking, saying Allah never sent any messenger except in the tongue of his own people, which means he have to be from the people and he have to be speaking their tongue. So in order for Muhammad to be a prophet for you, and you are from Pakistan, he have to be from Pakistan or India, and he have to be a person from your ethnic too, speaking your tongue. And Muhammad is not both. So Muhammad is a fraud based on this verse. What do you think?
Muhammad is fraud.
Yes, because this verse saying that, not me. The Quran saying, if Muhammad, listen, my friend, I'm giving you a verse. I'm giving you a verse, right? I'm not making my own.
What's your name? What's your name again? He wants to know your name.
Christian Prince.
He's priest.
Christian Prince says Christian Prince is on YouTube.
He's Christian priest, but I don't
know,
bro.
I can give you his.
He's saying Muhammad is fraud. Why
he's asking why you're saying Muhammad is fraud.
The Quran says that. The Quran said in chapter 14, verse number 4, Allah will never send a messenger unless he is from the people, speaking the tongue of the people. So how Muhammad can be a messenger for Pakistan if he don't belong to Pakistan? He is not from the people. He don't speak the tongue of the people. The Quran said that, not me. So the Quran confirmed anyone come to you, he don't speak your tongue, and he is not from the same ethnic, he is not a messenger sent by me. Quran says so, not me.
Is he a wrong guy?
He's wrong guy.
Yeah.
Can he answer that? Can he answer it?
On the go. Yeah. Your name he said is Christian Prince. He said he can't talk to you anymore.
He cannot talk to me anymore? Who care? But we got him busted.
Tell him what? Or tell him what?
Actually, I'm good.
Or is work? He said he's working.
Is what?
He said he's working.
His head is working?
He said he's working now. He's going to work.
But a second ago, he was working when he was debating you. So now what? Anyway, okay, no problem. Thank you, my friend.
I was not debating, man.
Yeah, all right,
I said he wasn't debating, but I was.
Well,
talking.
he can call me anytime. We are live on air. Christian Prince, he can go to Skype, search for Debate TV, and he can join us. And he can call me. And I will be happy to hear from him. No problem. All right?
You hear? Yeah. If you get time, just call him, man. Okay, man. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Thank you. And you see how easy to get this religion busted? Those people, they have no idea what they are believing in. In the speed of light, you are talking to me. We have all your laundry here. We never send a messenger except with the language of his people. You see the word his people? This is not my creation. This is not my words. So he have to be from the people, as you see. And he have to speak the language of his people, which is normal. I mean, he's faced from the people. He speak the language of the people, right? And why? In order to make it clear for them. Makes sense. The first verse in the Quran ever makes sense. And that explains why the disciple of Jesus, they spoke on tongues. And they went and they, not only in Hebrew, I mean, imagine you speak to someone who live in Greece in Hebrew. That is the speech of the deaf. Nobody understands Hebrew. And when the Muslims today, they cannot even get out of the Arabism, you know, because the Muslims, became the slaves of the Arab. They control them. They control their culture. They control, that's it. Islam is not only a religion. Islam take over everything, and that is the Arab thing. But the Quran is so clear, and the Quran can defeat Muhammad so easy. And now the guy is working. What you can do about it? Allah gave him a call. Always when you put them in the corner, Gabriel appear. Is that CP live on YouTube? I mean, what do you think, my friend? I'm talking. Don't you know my voice? Okay, we have a Muslim. So I don't know if I'm Muslim or not. Maybe not. Let's see. Hello? 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 Yes, my friend, I hear you. Go ahead. What do you want to say to us?
How are you?
I'm fine, as you see. Doing great. Thanks to Jesus.
Yeah, it's very good. But I have a question that I want to ask.
Okay. Are you a Muslim?
No, I'm a Christian. Of course, I'm a Christian.
Okay.
I'm not a Muslim.
All right.
I'm not stupid.
Okay.
Okay, I have a question that I want to ask because I want to know if in the Quran it is said that Adam has a wife named Eve. I want to know because I have a question.
In the Quran, the story of Adam in the Quran is very blind story. It doesn't say anything really about Eve. But if you want to find about Eve, you will find it in the Hadith.
Okay, because I have in chapter 2, I think chapter Al-Baqarah, verse 35.
Okay.
I have, because they say that Adam and his wife, but I want to know because I have learned Arabic through you because of YouTube. I have learned it a little bit. I can read it.
Yeah.
It took me 1 day to start to read it. It took me 1 day. From the morning I start before the evening, and I can even read. I'm not saying that I am fluent in reading, but I can read. I can know how to pronounce all of it.
You see here, actually, there's something about the question you mentioned. Muhammad always, as usual, he make poo-poo. So what he said, if not Eve, no woman betray her husband. So Muslims, they claim that they don't believe in the original sin. But in fact, when you hear this, you will see that Muhammad, obviously, he believed in the original sin. Because he is, what the original sin? The original sin is the sin of Adam and Eve, not only Eve alone. So Muhammad first, he blamed Eve for everything, making her the evil. And at the same time, he make the sin of Adam is because of Eve betrayal. She betrayed him. And that is actually a problem for Islam. Why? Because the Quran confirmed that a prophet, the wives of the prophet, all even good men, Allah, he will marry only bad women to bad men, and good women to good men. So if Eve was bad and Prophet Adam, because remember Muslim, they believe Adam is a prophet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if Adam was a prophet and Eve was a bad woman, that's mean Muhammad is again making poo-poo, because how she is a wife and she is bad for a person who is a prophet, when Allah, he promised that this is impossible, for Allah will make, it's a destiny. The bad women will marry bad men, and the good women, they will marry good men.
Okay. But here, as I say in chapter Al-Baqarah, chapter 35, I cannot read Arabic fluent, but it say here, وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ إِسْكُنْ أَنْتَ زَوْجَاكَ. Okay, so now the word zawjaka, now I want to know here, the word zawjaka here, is it for male or it is for female? Because they said your wife.
It can be.
Your wife.
Yeah, usually, Quran is using a language which usually we don't use, and the Muslim, they will justify it. They will say, well, this can go for female too. But the important is, actually, even the Quran does not even say that Adam is a man. Where in the Quran says Adam is a man?
Really?
Yeah, where it says Adam is a man, nowhere, yeah, it says Adam, it says you Adam, and this is what the Muslim translates zawjaka, and that will make it supposedly look like a man. But zawjaka or zawjuka, it can be like used for both. Some Muslims, they will say no, only for females. But even though, still we do not know who's Adam. Who is Adam? Do the Muslims even know who's Adam? There's no information.
Okay. But wait, please. But in I think it's chapter 2, verse in the verse where there is Arut and Marut. I think so. It was saying that you and your wife, but they say to Zawjika. So Zawjika, something like that. I don't know. That's why I am so confused, because they say here you and your wife, and there they say that the man and his wife. So if you really see with the grammatical, I advise
you not to focus on those things, because there's more horrible things, more important than such a thing. As an example, when Allah, he created, he created from everything in 2 pairs, 2 and 2. So how Allah created 2 Adam and 2 Eve? Did Allah create 2 Adam and 2 Eve?
No, it's only 1 Adam.
Okay, but the Quran says when Allah, he created everything in 2 and 2. Okay, so if there's 2 and 2, that's mean Adam, there's 2 Adam and there's 2 Eve.
This is a mistake too, because we cannot have 2 Adam and 2 Eve, for God created
so
only Adam.
There is a stupidity in the story when Muhammad, he says, here we go, if you read the translation, the Muslim, they try to fix it. Every Muslim, he tried to fix the stupidity here. But the Arabic is so clear. When you say zawjayn ithnayn, that means 2 pairs. 2 pairs. So how Allah, he created 2 Adam and 2 Eve. And then how the Muslim, they claim that we are the children of Adam and Eve. Look, this is a chapter 13, verse number 3. It says, and he made things in pair, 2 and 2. That means there's 2 Adam and there's 2 Eve.
Adam. Wow.
That is way more important if the wife, it's a wife or not wife, or it's a, because here they destroy the whole story. For now we have multiple Adam and multiple Eve. So we are from which Adam?
So
the first Adam or the second Adam?
we are with the last of Adam, because if we have two, which of those two we are from?
Yeah, then Abraham,
This is really,
and then Abraham will be from which Adam, and Muhammad will be from which Adam, you know? And what kind of a language? You see, this is even the Muslim translation. Because it's very stupid, some Muslim they try to fix it with brackets, and some Muslim they put it as it is, 2 and 2. But everything he created 2 and 2, so that's mean Allah he created 2 Adam, 2 Eve, 2 chicken, 2 chicken, 2 chicken. Okay, what the point? 2 chicken, 2 chicken, 2 elephant, 2 elephant, 2 Eve, 2 Eve, 2 Eve, 2 Adam, 2 Adam, 2 monkey, 2 monkey. So what the heck is that? So here you see the stupidity of the language, and Muhammad obviously made a mistake, and it's hard to fix now. It's printed.
yeah, you are right. You are right. You are right. But I'm very thankful. But I have another question, if you don't mind, because maybe some people are trying to call.
All right.
Yeah, because I want to see in the chapter Al-Fatiha even, because I was reading it, but the way I was reading it, I was going in deep.
Okay.
Why I say that? Because you always say that in the name of Allah, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Alhamdulillah, Bismillah ar-Rahman al-Rahim. Yeah, okay. In the name of Allah, the beneficent and the merciful. Okay, who is speaking here? If Allah is the one who is speaking, so Allah is speaking to who? Allah. So it looked like we have Allah and someone greater than Allah who is speaking to Allah. I think that maybe you understand me.
Yeah, we spoke about this many times. As you see, it doesn't make sense, because if the one is making the speech is Allah, it cannot be this way, because in the name of Allah is something I say if I am speaking in his name, but I am not the person. So if I say in the name of the president, obviously I am not the president, right?
We have a problem here, but wait, but we have a problem, because the Muslims say that we believe in 3 gods, but here it seems that Allah, here we see it seems that we have many gods, because we have Allah, and not only Allah, we have La, as you say, and we have again the beneficent, which means Ar-Rahman. For Ar-Rahman, he is not God too. So we have many gods, and those 3 persons here, it looks like someone he's speaking to them, and that one is saying that.
For sure, we don't have 3 gods. We have 1 God, and if God cannot be 1 and the 3 in the same time, he cannot be God. But here, you need to focus on one thing. Muhammad is trying to build a religion. He saw the prayer of the Christians, our Father art of heaven. If you look carefully, you will see it's asking for forgiveness. It's a prayer, and Muhammad is creating a prayer to make it look like the prayer of which Jesus he gave to his disciple to pray. So look what happened here. In the name of Allah, the most merciful and most graceful. But and then he says, praise be to Allah. Okay. In Arabic, actually, it doesn't say praise to be Allah. It says Alhamdulillahi. Alhamdu means thanks to Allah. So how Allah he say Alhamdulillah, thanks to Allah? That's stupid. And then he repeat the same thing he just said. You know, he said the most gracious, most merciful. Obviously, this guy he have nothing to say. And then the master of the day of judgment. Okay, description, no problem. And then he says, though thee do we worship. So if Allah is the one who's talking, how will you say such a thing? Obviously, this is a prayer. This cannot be Allah speaking. It must be a prayer made by a man praying to Allah, saying, we worship you, we seek your aid.
And then he say, keep us on the right path. So who is the us? Allah is speaking to himself.
Obviously, it's a prayer, as I told you. It's a prayer made by Muhammad to his God. And this is why in the Mus'haf of Ibn Masood, the Al-Fatiha is not even considered part of it. There's no Al-Fatiha.
Because it can't really be Allah talking, because this is not.
Because it was a prayer. It was a supplication of Muhammad. Talking. It's not. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, the whole Quran is stupid, and there's more. But I use this chapter here to prove that the real name of Allah is La, not Allah. When we go on verse number 2, Alhamdulillah Rabbul Alameen. Li mean to. La is the name of the God. Simple. All right, my friend. Thank you very much for calling.
I'm very happy, and I really think that people will call, because it's very important. Even I am very sorry, but I am not going to talk too much. But I just want to say that I thank for your studying that I was learning from YouTube. It helps me a lot, because I am now able to read a little bit, even though I am not fluent at it, but I can do my best. I can know what this thing means. I can copy it, paste it, and just go to Almani and just trying to understand the meaning of that
Yeah,
word. It's very important.
if you are consistent, you will learn. You will learn, and you will speak the language. Don't worry. Just keep reading, practice. Language about practice. All right. Thank you, my friend. God bless you. Take care.
Good day.
All right. Let's see if we have more people now. Yeah, I mean, like somebody asking me, so what this guy meant that Jesus speak Aramaic? So what? That's funny. And actually, this is a defeat to the Quran, because if Jesus speak Aramaic and the Muhammadan he agree, that means the Quran is a stupid book. For when the Muslims they say that Jesus is just a prophet, right? And then the Quran says, we never send a messenger except speaking in the tongue of his people. And then we find that Jesus is speaking in the tongue of many. As an example, the name of the book of Jesus in the Quran is Injil, which is a Greek word. Right? So it's confirmed then that Jesus speaks many languages, that because he's God, or all languages. Not only he speaks many languages, he is not a messenger for sure. Why? Because the Quran confirmed that Allah never sent a messenger except to speak in the tongue of his own people. That's it. But in the case of Jesus, as you see in the Quran, the word Injil appear everywhere, and the word Injil is a Greek word. So if Jesus spoke, according to the Quran, he spoke in Greek, not even Aramaic. And that makes Jesus a Greek person, because the Quran says Allah will send a messenger to the people from the people speaking the tongue of the people. Very shallow argument. And this is always support us. You know, how Jesus, the Muslims, they say Jesus was sent only to the children of Israel. And even he said that in the Bible. But Jesus says, I have another sheep in another place, not only here. And he said to his disciple to go everywhere and teach and preach. So this is a false argument. But as you see, even the Quran confirmed that the name of the book is Injil. So obviously Muhammad, he heard only of the Greek Bible name, and he used it as a name of the book of Jesus. At-Tawrat wal-Injil. And actually, if we wanted to go more in details about this verse, about bilisani qawmihi, that there's more problems with this stupid verse, because isn't it Moses and Aaron, Allah, he sent them to the Pharaoh? And the Muslims, they say that Moses was only a messenger for the children of Israel. So then the story in the Quran is a fraud. The story in the Quran about Moses and Aaron, they went to the Pharaoh and they invite him to convert to Islam. This is how stupid the Quran is. You know? If you go here, as an example, chapter of Al-Mu'mineen, or Al-Mu'minun, chapter number 23. Allah, he sent Moses, and he sent Aaron, his brother, to the Pharaoh. But the Quran says Allah will never send a messenger except to speak in the tongue, and he is from the people. Was Moses from the people of the Pharaoh, according to Islam? No. Was Aaron? No. Was Moses, according to Islam, sent only for Israel? Yes. So what Moses and Aaron doing here? If Allah only sent Moses to the Hebrew people. But as usual, the Quran is a very silly book. Let us see if we have any. Any more? I am a Christian. Okay. Let us see this person here. Hello? 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 Hello, yes, I hear you. Okay, we lost. All right. I think we have good number of callers for today. Do you like it, guys? Do you like today, like what we did today? Should we do that always, like maybe every Friday do that? If there's any Muslim would like to call us and try his best to convince us that Islam is from the true God? Any Muslim? Do we have any Muhammadan? Who is a Muhammadan would like to try his luck with us? Maybe you can prove to us that Islam is from the true God. Anyone? The Quran is a book of contradiction, silly teaching, fictions, superstition, you know. Like as an example, what is this verse or those verses? If we go here, we will find this. Read and love. This is God talking. Say, I seek refuge with the Lord of the dawn. Who is the Lord of the dawn? Continue. From the mischief of the created things. Okay. From the mischief of darkness as it's overpressed. By the way, this is the Muslim translation. We have a correction. We will do it later. From the mischief of those practice secret arts. Now, I know like some people, they believe in, you know, fictions and superstitions. This is your problem. But if we ask ourselves, who is the one who practiced, who is the first one who opened a school for secret arts, which is magic? The translation is false. It says, النفاثات في العقد, those who blow on the knot. If you change the translator, you will see how the Quran changed. It's a miraculous way. A huge difference by changing from, see, here we go, it says, from the evil of the witchcraft which they blow in the knot. Okay, so according to Muhammadan, they believe that there is somebody he can blow in the knot and he can control you. Then if we go to different verses in the Quran, we will find that the first one who the first one who opened a school for witchcraft, it was Allah. So how the witchcraft is evil, and we ask Allah to protect us from the witchcraft, and the one who opened the school of witchcraft is Allah. Do you see the stupidity? Allah, he sent two angels to teach magic. One, his name is Harut, the other one, his name is Marut. And they opened a school of Harry Potter in the Babylon. In the Babylon, the reason he said that, because this is from fiction, from legend, that God, he sent two angels in the tower of the Babylon, and they open, those two angels, they open a school of magic, Harry Potter, and they come with their broom maybe, and there's a woman, her name, Azhar. And we spoke about this before. This woman, Azhar, she was so beautiful, like, you know, she is more even beautiful than Nancy Pelosi. So when the two angels, they saw her, they got so horny, and they wanted to have sex with her. And the reason they are having a body of a man, because they said to Allah, How you are going to send a man to inherit the earth and he will commit sin? So Allah, he said to them, if I give you the same I give him, which mean body and temptation, you will do the same. They said no. So the angels, they choose two of them, the best of them, Harut and Marut. And Allah, he gave them everything the man have, which means sexuality, everything. And he sent them down to earth. And the same second they saw Nancy Pelosi, because she is so beautiful, right away they fell in love and they want to have sex with her. And then she told them, if you want to have sex with me, you have to do the following things. Story, you know, to drink wine. First they refuse, but they are horny, so they said we agree. Then they said you have to bow down to my God. First they refuse, and then they agree. And then she told them you have to kill a boy. First they refuse, and then they agree. Then when they went inside the tent to boom boom, a man, he is a beggar, he went in the tent and he told them, oh, I saw what you are doing, I'm going to tell everybody. They went after and they killed him. So the story is very funny, it's very, you know, and then those two angels, they told Zahra, which is Venus, by the way, and even the Muslim, they agree, this is Venus. They gave her the password because she wanted the password to go to heaven. They gave her the password to go to heaven. Allah, he found out before she arrived all the way to heaven that she got the password. So Allah, he cursed her and he made her a star. You believe it or not, this is Islamic books teaching. And I changed any Muslim to say, I'm lying. So how making black magic is evil, and Allah, he sent two angels to teach black magic? That's mean Allah is evil. And as you see, Venus is part of the mythology of Allah. Allah, he cursed Venus and he made her a star. And actually, let me find you the reference so you don't say, this guy is making things up. Where he got this from? Give me a minute. Let's see, I tried to find it in English. Here we go. Let me post the link for you. And this is a Muslim website. Okay. So you do not, you know, take it from me, take it from them. Give me a second here. I will post the link for you guys so you can save it in your reference. And please save it. Don't send me email later. Don't send me email later saying to me, where we can find this reference. I will not answer you. I have thousands of people emailing me and I'm trying my best. You know, I go live. This is where you have me. When I go, I cannot answer email because that is a waste of time. Here I make an answer. Everybody get the benefit. In email, I make an answer. It will take me half hour to write it. And you only get an, you know, and then maybe even you dump it. You don't even continue reading it. The account of Harut and Marut. This is alislam.org. This is not a Christian website. And here you will see all the story you want to hear, which I told you. And they have different account of it, which mean different, like, you know, details, many details in each story. And you will see how this woman, who is very beautiful and very sexy, and you know it. She wanted them to commit sin, and she wanted them to worship, you know, her idols. And they are horny. They want to have sex with her. Anyway, I hope you understand the situation. Imagine yourself, you're an angel, and now you have a penis, and you are horny. What you would do? Yeah, you would have sex. And she's very pretty. I mean, she's not just like a normal person, you know. She is very, very pretty. I mean, come on. Just think about it. So here, and the funny, the Muslims is giving you details like, Ayashi has reported from another chain, once the Amir al-Mu'mineen, blah, 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 he gave a sermon, and he speak about the angel, Harut and Marut, and etc. Okay, and, you know, Allah, he said to them, they said to him, and they choose the best of their angels, so they send them down to the earth. And then when they arrive to the earth, a woman, she is so sexy, you know, very sexy. She approached them, and she made them commit sin. And when she took them to the tent to have boom boom. I don't know why they don't do it outside. A beggar he get in, and the beggar the beggar get killed, for he was showing them, and she asked him, go and kill him before he expose us for what we were doing. Okay, yeah. And then they gave her the password, and they did not even have sex with her. She lied to them. She said, give me the password first, and then I will take off the panty. They gave her the password for Allah, Sky, because, you know, there's password. Allah is a high-tech God. High-tech. You know, like you have like a slide card, you know, you put it there, you know, the door open, and she was able to go through. So, I mean, look at the story. And then you will find that even the Muslims agree that this is Venus. You see, it says here, Venus. The angels fell in love with Venus and desire to commit adultery with her. Well, if I am there, I will do the same. I don't blame you, angels. I mean, this is Venus. This is not Vivi. This is Venus herself. Imagine you are an angel. They are good looking, by the way. Angel. I mean, why this woman, she is even showing off on them? If they are angels, they are so good looking. They must be ugly asses, those angels. To the point, this Venus, she don't want to sleep with them unless they do things to her. You know? So, the angels fell in love with her. You see, guys, fell in love. It's not about sex. It's in love. Both of them. Both of them, they fell in love. Poor angel. You're an angel, have wings, and, you know, and now you fell in love. And you say to her, please take off your panty. I am in love, you know. Okay. So, they killed the man. They drank a wine, as she told them. They killed the man, as she told them. And she wanted them to bow down to the idols, and they did. And then the magician were learning magic from them, from those two angels. Do you see it? So how the other verse, the other chapter says that seek refuge from the evil of witchcraft, which is taught by Allah. And then that Allah metaphors that woman, that's a long word for me, that woman into a star. So Allah transformed this woman, Venus, into a star. And now we know where the word Venus coming from. Islam, my friend. Does any Muhammadan have anything to say? And those kuffar Christian, they say to you, Islam is not convincing. We have Venus. Do you have Venus? I wish I can have Venus as an admin here. I mean, imagine if we have Venus here, admin, and she open her camera. The Greek people will come. Trump, he will join. You know, he will replace his wife for sure. Nancy Pelosi will sure join us because she wished to look like her. Joe Biden, he will join us because you want to see how he used to be when he was young, have a lot of hair on his legs, as he said. Xing Jinping from China, the president, you know, he will join us. I mean, everybody will join. I will have the biggest YouTube channel if we can convince Venus to join the team. But I don't know how to contact her. I hope now that we will not get some girls calling themselves Venus and start texting me. And trust me, someday we'll do it. So, look at the story. I mean, tons of stories. Palestine, he says this is made up. But my friend, the verse in front of you, it's made up. The Quran says Allah, he sent Harut and Marut to teach magic. And he said to her, this is a made up story. Okay, this is not from the Quran. It's in the Quran. The Quran don't give us all the details, but the Quran confirm that Allah, he sent two angels in the Babylon Tower, and they opened a school of Harry Potter. This is Quran. Do we have any Muslim want to say anything? All right. I see many texts. I don't know if we can take more calls. Okay, I have some questions about Islam. I think we are done for today. It was fun talking to you guys, and I'm so glad that Christians are learning more and more. And I hope we will have more young generation in the future. They can take the Muslims into their challenge and prove them wrong. They expose the lies of Muhammad and learn how to be tough on this cult. And tough mean to be bold, to say it as it is, not as they want, not politically correct. Being politically correct is an illness, is a weakness. Is somebody, he's hiding something. He's been forced to say something. So if you are a Christian, say things as it is. Yes, we love the Muslims, but doesn't mean we will let the Muslim die and go to hell. Loving the Muslims is saving the Muslims. Is not the opposite. So when somebody, he says to you, that you are being rude, this is not how a Christian should be speaking. A true Christian is the one who say things as it is, and that will make it truth for sure. We have Hussein. Hello? Yes, my friend. How are you, Hussein?
Okay, I'm fine.
So what do you want to say to us?
I just came to your live stream right now.
Okay.
And it said that it is about Christian discussion. Okay. So what's the topic?
Obviously, you just woke up, my friend. You just woke up, didn't you? Huh? Yeah. Actually, yeah. I think I'm even. Yeah. So maybe next time you can call me so you can join, because we don't have really a topic. We are just giving the Christian chance to share their opinion about Islam and why why they reject Islam.
I have an opinion, you know.
All right.
Yesterday, I was watching a lot of videos by Bucharest and a lot of apologists from the West.
Can you speak louder? I don't understand what you are saying.
Yeah, yesterday I was watching a bunch of videos by Nabil Qureshi.
Okay.
And other apologists from the West. So I was asking myself, why do Muslims still believe in Allah if they have an internet and an access to this information from the West and from the Christians? So I don't know, maybe they are only a brainwashed ummah, and that's it.
Well, you know, people believe in something until somebody show them that their belief is wrong, and this person, he will have the opportunity to explain it. And because in Islamic countries, who dare? Nobody, you know. So this is how Islam is established, and this is how Islam is staying until now. And the appearance exists, but in reality, nobody follow. All Muslims listen to music, but music is forbidden. All Muslims they drink. All Muslims they smoke. All Muslims they watch TV. All Muslims they go. I mean, they do everything against Islam. And even the Muslim sheikhs here, you know, they don't dare even to say what Islam is about. So Islam is Muhammad, actually, he is a false prophet, but he made a true prophecy somehow that Islam started as a small, came from the jar of a snake, and Islam will go back as a small to the hole of a snake, of a serpent. This is the only truth about Islam, and this is Islam today is dead. Not a single country in the world, even Taliban, they are not really practicing Sharia law. Nobody wants Sharia law. Why? Because Islam is dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I believe that in Middle Eastern countries there are a lot of secret atheists.
Well, there is for sure. If there is no, like Ahmadinejad, he says in Iran there is no gays. In the whole country there's no gays. That's it, because we killed them if you say they are. And then what they will do, they will hide. Anyway, my friend, you are the last caller. Thank you for calling. And Hussein, by the way, is an ex-Muslim, right? Hussein?
Yeah.
He's an ex-Muslim, and he left Islam. He left Islam here, live with us. Thank you, Hussein, for calling. God bless you.
Thank you, bye, CP.
All right. I think we had enough to let Christians call, because usually we take only calls from Muslims. So if you like that idea, leave a comment. Always your comment is appreciated, because that even will bring more viewers to the video. And don't be lazy. I mean, we give from our life. Our part is done. Do your part. As you see, even my voice really is tired. And yet, because I promised to be here, I decided to come here. So help us to get more people to see the truth, and the truth will set them free. We pray to the Lord to heal our sister, the one who called us. She said diagnosed with some illness. We pray for all Muslims to see the truth, and they will be guided. And we pray for the Christians to be Christians, because there's many of us are Christian by name. And Christian by name, all of us, we commit sin. All of us, we are born with the nature of sin, but it doesn't mean that we give up to our sin. Our sin should be fought. We should fight our nature. And this is the only way for salvation. To be with Christ is to work in a project, and that project is working in yourself to be better tomorrow. So always think about yourself, how you are today, and how you can be a better person tomorrow. Better person is a person who love, forgive, and then he can ask for forgiveness. So if you commit sin, how you don't forgive to others, but yet you are asking God for forgiveness. Why he will forgive you to you when you don't forgive to others? And this is the main point of Christ. This is why he taught them when he said to them how to pray, Our Father art of heaven. Forgiveness, my friend, will give in to you when you forgive, when you love, and when your heart is full of love, you are going to fight sin in a very strong way. The one who knows Jesus, he knows what is love. The one who knows Muhammad, he knows what is hate. We love the Muslims, we will not hate them, and we are here to save them. Thank you. God bless.
I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.